What is going on, guys? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right, so today we are going to just go over a little scanning. So this is something that's very important, guys, to make sure you have successful days out on the water. As you know, I always tell you guys to spend time out on the water learning the structure, the cover, finding fish, locating fish, and also getting very familiar with how to use your electronics. That is the key to making your day successful out on the water and cut down a lot of unproductive areas on lakes so that you can focus on what we would call high percentage areas, guys. So in this video, I'm just going to kind of step through and just show you guys how I spend the day out on the water, just scanning, going through my side scan, sonar, down scan, and just some of the settings that I use. All right, guys, make sure you get active down in the comment sections if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that. Also, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. And as always, read the description. I put a lot of good links in there to other videos that can be helpful in addition to this information that you're about to receive. And anytime that I am able to find any product discounts and things like that, that information will be in the description of each one of my videos, guys. So make sure you get active in there and continue to support the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Let's go ahead and get out on the water and let me show you how I scan to find my cover, structure, and fish. All right, guys, we are out here on Lake Lanier. I'm coming up on a point out here and just wanted to go over a few things on using your side imaging today. So what I have right now is on this unit over here is a split screen. I have side imaging, sonar, and down scan. On this one right here, I am running full side scan. So as we come across this point right here, you can obviously see there's some rocks right there. So we should start seeing those on side scan. And just to show you guys real quick, as far as the settings that I have, my sensitivity, contrast, sharpness, and the distance that I have it currently set out to is 80 feet. Whenever I'm scanning, I'm generally gonna have it set out to 80 feet, 100 feet. If I'm more dialed in, then I'll dial that in to around 60 feet. All right, so let's go ahead and exit out of that. And there you go, you can kind of see those rocks over here coming in on that side scan. And it's kind of like a road bed right there. Check that out, guys. Can you see the outline of that right there? Here we go on the other one. Let's see. All right, and just to show you guys real quick, there's the point that we just ran across. I just cut that in half. All right, here we go. We have some better images coming up now. Look at it right there. We have some rocks over to the right. So if you want to throw a Carolina rig, shaky head, crankbait, depending on the depth, that'll be something that would be good for an area like that. But basically all we're doing right now, guys, is just running along, just going along that bank. And we're probably about 100 feet out from that bank right there. But you can see the rocks and everything right here as we come across it. All right. So sometimes when you get out here, guys, it's just nice and relaxing to get out here, cruise around, and just see what you can see. So I'm looking up here. I see some people out here on this beach, but you can see that point right there. There's some rocks on that point. So we'll scan right across that and just see how that looks on side scan also. So I've already shown you guys my settings. So when you get out on the water, you can kind of play around with that yourself. And keep in mind things like that road bed that we just passed. That would be something that you'd want to spend more time turning around and maybe going across that a few times, because you never know. Someone could have thrown a random brush pile. They could have placed a bunch of Christmas trees, or there could be an area where there's a lot of rocks at. Okay, so look at this, guys. So now we're coming across this point right here. And look what we have just ran across. Now on side scan, you can see that right there. That is a brush pile. Check it out on down imaging. See that? That is a good looking brush pile, guys. Right now, if you look real closely, you can see that there are no fish on that. But that does not mean that there will not be fish on there another day whenever you come out to check on it later. All right, so I'm rounding this bend. So right here, just take a look. You can see the rocks out there, and those rocks come off of the bank quite a ways. So if you look right here, you can see those same rocks, guys.
and we're sitting in about 17 feet of water out here. So that's kind of a nice drop off. That's a place that I would still consider a high percentage area. That nice rocky bank that comes out into a point. And you can see some type of structure over here too, guys. That's basically a ledge. If you look real close, you can see that dark area. So that is a drop off right there. So that is about 80 feet off to the left of the boat. So this side scan, you can use this in a lot of good ways to find things whenever you're just cruising around. All right, let me see. All right, so there's some more rocks over there, but it's not as condensed as that point. And let me just go back to the mapping real quick. All right, so that is the point that we just went across right here. Coming up on another little point. It doesn't look like too much of anything, but something to keep in mind, guys, is a lot of points like that that don't look like too much of anything. You'd be surprised at how many I have come across where there will be a lot of submerged rocks or laydowns on a point like that. So I can kind of see something coming up right here. Not sure what that is. Oh, actually that looks like a just a log, a submerged log under the water. All right, so we're heading on towards that point. There it is right there. And like I said, guys, look, so there's some rocks. So you can't really even see any rocks when you look over there at that point itself. But right here, you can see there are some rocks coming down into the water off of that bank. Oh, I almost missed that because I wasn't paying attention over here. But this is my down imaging and sonar. That's a brush power right there. So that would be something that you can mark and come back to later. Did not look like there were any fish on it right now. All right. Now, I know some of you guys will love that right there. Look at that. That is a laydown that comes pretty much a nice distance out into the water. And look what we have here. We just came across this ditch, guys. That is a very good, those fish right there. If I swung around, I bet I could catch some of those fish right there, guys. So you can see a few of them right there, and when you look in on that down imaging, you can see the dots in there. You can pretty much count those so that you can see the fish that are in there. So like I said, that is a good area. That laydown that I just went across. Now if you look real close, if you're familiar with how to read this, let me see if I can get a better image. But that is how that laydown looks over there. So one of the things, the reasons why I tell you guys to get out here and do a little more scanning is so that whenever you see things like that, you will already know what that is under the water. So let me go back over to this screen over here. Actually, it's already passed over there because I don't have it on full side scan. But I'm heading towards this laydown one more time. You can see it up there. And there's a ditch. So pretty much this area right here is a ditch that's coming out into the water. And your electronics is pretty much showing you that that ditch is there whenever you run across it. All right, so there's this laydown, guys. We're going across that, and it's gonna come up here on my side scan in just a second. All right, there's the tree. Check that out, guys. There is some isolated, that's an isolated cluster of rocks. And look right here. Do you see those glowing dots inside of that dark area? Those are what fish would look like on your side scan, guys. So keep that in mind. A lot of you guys have asked me, can I find fish on side scan? Yes, I can. I don't really use it too often to find fish. I pretty much locate the structure and the cover that fish would be relating to. And that is exactly what you see right there. Let me see if I can get that in there real good for you guys. But just look at those dots inside of this dark area. That is a boulder right there. And right on the other side of that shadow, you see those fish just sitting down in there. So what you would do in that case is mark that, turn back around, and drive right on top of it if you wanted to scan it. But being that you have already seen fish there, knowing that there are fish there, if you have live imaging, you would not even have to pull back on top of those fish. You could kind of pull off of those fish and just see if you could catch them. Throw crankbait, shaky head, Carolina rig, whatever type of bait you feel will be suitable for that situation and get the outcome that you need. All right, guys, that is pretty much all that I wanted to do today. This is just another quick scanning tutorial. Let me pop my settings back up here. Again, this side over here is my side imaging, sonar, and down scan. These are the settings for my sonar. Yeah, my sonar and down scan right here. And over here, let me pull that back up for you. Those are the settings for my side scan. And don't really get too locked in on following what my settings are, because your settings would differ depending on, sometimes just depending on the day, guys. You may have different water conditions, different weather conditions that can play into effect to affect the outcome of what you are seeing on the screen. All right, guys, that is it for today. We are looking at a very lovely day out here on the lake. So let's go ahead and get to it, and I will see you guys on the next video.